How's it going, everybody? It feels like I haven't seen you in so long. I actually haven't done any readings in quite some time. Or I've done readings on the side, but no general readings. I was in a car accident last year that really kind of put me down for a while. I had to get surgery and all kinds of craziness, and so I've missed you guys, and I feel like I feel like, I haven't seen anybody for a very long time, and so I'm just super happy to be back in the swing of things. And with that in mind, I'm actually going to do things a little bit differently. I feel like, why not give you guys a whole well-rounded view of how the month's going to look. So the way I'm going to do things now is I'm going to give you just a very brief, understanding of the major things that are going on in the month. So the new moon, the full moon, and any kind of astrological events going on. And then I'm going to pull cards for love, health, and wealth. So you get a very well-rounded idea of the best things that you can do in a month for yourself to get the full benefit and to hopefully be able to use that energy and move forward. Hey, Gemini. All right. Well, this month it looks like it is all about you, which can sometimes be uncomfortable, I feel like, for you because you like to put others first. However, this particular month is going to be about focusing on and showcasing your particular skills. So as compelling as it might be to, do all of that for others, make sure you're really focusing in on your capabilities and your potential, especially in relationships. You want to be able to identify things that might not be equal when it comes to kind of that reciprocity. So if that's the case, just make sure you're taking enough time to speak your truth and that everybody's on the same page and providing an equal amount. Because you might have to look in that relationship section if one side's not, meeting the other side equally. All right, so I did see that in some of those astrological kind of horoscopes that I was looking at. We're going to review love first and just kind of see where things are at in the current position with love. I got to look at the bigger picture, and a win-win outcome is in forecast. And so I feel like this is surrounded in communication as well. So as long as everybody's on the same page, everybody's got this, equal amount of give and take, as far as energy going into the relationship, all those pieces are really, really important. And as long as, there's this open level of being on the same page with each other, then everything's in a really good position. So right now, if that's the case, you definitely want to keep it in a good position and continue to communicate. If things have been a little rocky and a little funky, then this is a great opportunity to get back on the same page with somebody. Yeah, and you're in a really good position to do so. I mean, you're feeling good about things. You've got that charismatic side of things, and it's just a good time to communicate. And you're a very good communicator already, but I feel like right now you've got a little bit more energy and push towards making that decision to do those communications than maybe you have in the past few weeks. Now is also a good time to get kind of in line with that as well, because you are kind of doing that reassessing anyway with retrograde, and all the energies with the moon shifts this month kind of apply in the same ways. So right now, getting back on the same page with somebody wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea. Let's see, a message from your guides on how to best approach the situation. Recognizing that balance, kindness, and love bring calmness to your soul and to your relationship. So being at peace with communications and with where you stand with your partner. If things aren't being seen eye to eye, if your partner's lacking and giving reciprocity in an equal way, now's a really good time to humbly come across the information with your partner and express it and talk about it and try to find a game plan and see if you guys can really come together one-on-one with that. Did that make sense? Come on one-to-one with that. See eye to eye on it. I just wanted to make sure there was nothing else that I was missing. Not really. Not really. Anything else you need to know about this? Cooperation. So peacefulness and cooperation. Recognition. Seeing people for face value. I mean, it's all kind of got that same vibe to it when it comes to the relationship side of it. So you're coming at this, kind of with a tenderness as well. I mean, there really isn't any conflict or any, animosity or tension or frustration or irritability. You're coming at this from more of an emotional kind of standpoint, so that helps tremendously. All right, let's take a peek at health here. Everybody's got these solar plexus cards coming out this month. Prosperity lies ahead. You got the solar plexus chakra, so very driven and confident and able to move forward with your goals and define progress in those areas. So I feel like health-wise, you've got a lot of power and backing through your team, through your own energy, and through astrologically the energies that are here to help benefit. You're really using all of those pieces, whether it's known or unknown, to your benefit. And so if you're feeling good, you're just going with that. You're not letting things get to you. You're not letting outside energies really affect how you feel and how you want to move forward in your health and in your relationships and just in general. So your psyche, your spirit, all of those things are pretty strong right now. You're really not letting anything come in and influence it in any way other than, what you have gold for it. So that's excellent. I also see that you're listening to your intuition quite well, and that you've got a really optimistic and powerfully positive outlook on where your goals are in the future. So you could be working out really well, you could be listening to your body, trying to give it more of what it needs, and just giving more of that nutritional value as well as the exercise, and just kind of keeping this really positive mindset as well. That's just as important with your health. So you're doing really, really well in that department. Let's get a card for anything that you can do. I'm more seeing, well, the one message I got was you can utilize, or you can put that same type of energy into other areas in your life. So I don't know if that's dedication or if that's just that positive outlook. And then being able to recognize misdeeds and accomplishments alike and learning to love them all as lessons. So I feel like you've actually come into this ability to do that a lot more easily than maybe you have in the past. So rather than letting it bring you down in any way, you look at it like this is just part of the process, which is excellent because it stops you from creating any kind of negativity or drawbacks or obstacles or resistance in any way. You're just going with the flow of whatever it is that's coming your way, which is excellent, and that's exactly what I would recommend to do. So your Spirit's trying to say, continue to do that, and you're moving and continuing to shift into this brand new type of awareness, or revamped type of awareness that is bringing you a lot of good in all different ways, not just physically, but spiritually, emotionally, just in a well-balanced way. All right, so as far as money goes, let's take a peek at that. All right, you're very close to achieving your goal, and luck is on your side. So present situation with everything, you're in a really good spot. I feel like you've got maybe some good opportunities for advancement, or you're been working towards a goal that you are very, very close to achieving. And so for those of you who have either maybe been looking for jobs or looking for a step up or looking to showcase something in the right ways, I feel like that opportunity is coming. And so keep an eye out for that, especially with retrograde. Sometimes we have old opportunities that we didn't think that were going to come around kind of open up again. And so that's awesome opportunity for you guys to pursue something that maybe you thought you weren't going to get to. Which I hope that is the case, because that's always nice to be able to pursue something. All right. And the best way to go about approaching this is showing humility. And so showing, so say opportunity does come back around, and maybe what the problem was with something superficial, something that wasn't a huge thing, but it could have had an implication, and these people, maybe you're coming back around to say, hey, here's the opportunity, do you want to join in? In this situation, I would take the opportunity to maybe approach it a little bit differently than you did in the past. Showcase what you've learned, showcase what you've got to offer, and really, put it out there with that confidence and exude that charisma for, what you can bring to the table and what you've got to offer. And in that aspect, I feel like that's, it's a collaboration of some kind. So whether it's an old, a past job or an opportunity that wasn't going to come around, or however it resonates to you, that's the mentality and that kind of energy that I would approach it with. All right, so we're starting off the year with a super, super powerful and important type of new moon. It actually happened on the 2nd, and it's a really great time for a lot of ideas, a lot of stuff flowing in the mind, a lot of need for balance, a lot of need for grounding. So if you guys aren't doing, I'm going to shuffle while I talk here. If you guys aren't doing grounding, I would highly recommend doing, your 15 minutes of some type of meditation that you resonate to in the mornings. I can certainly put one in the box below just so that you can have, one if you don't have any in mind. But 15 minutes of an abundance meditation will not only get you grounded, but it'll get your head in the right space for the day. Even myself, I can't believe how many times I notice my teeth are grinding, or I just have so much energy, built up that I haven't called back. So, having a morning meditation just to kind of get your mind in the right space, and then in the evening, have another one. Even if it's 5 minutes, you guys, just to give yourself some space and some time to call back all the energy that you've dispersed throughout the day. Give yourself some time to really ground out that energy into those roots, into the ground, or whatever you resonate to, and get that white light energy going. White light energy from the top of your head, split it all the way down into a bubble around your body. Just giving yourself that moment to just kind of renew and refresh is about the best thing that you can do for yourself in any given day, especially if you are, out there all over the place talking to a lot of people. So that's where that was. So the new moon, it encourages us to think about old patterns and ways of structuring certain aspects of our lives. In 2021, we really continue to work on that, not devaluing ourselves, but really embracing our values. This particular new moon, typical new moons, you would want to initiate things, but this particular one, it encourages us to navigate this time more than initiate. So you're going to be thinking about how you're practicing your presence, how your awareness is, monitoring your emotions, and deciding really what stays or goes. That kind of pulls us into the full moon. So, we had a lot of things going on in 2021, and this particular full moon is reflecting, and this is going through the 17th is the full moon, just so you guys know, and it's in Cancer, so it can be a little finicky with the emotions, but it does reflect this month. It could bring up feelings and some emotional sensitivities. For others, it could be more irritability than anything. So if you're aware or you notice, your irritations or somebody else's, just pay more attention to maybe bringing a little bit of tenderness and some of that light touch to the situation, as opposed to, fighting the grain or bringing any kind of further intensity into the mix. If you're really aware, you'll notice that there's kind of an ambitious pull towards your purpose, towards power, towards deeper desires, towards goals that you've set. And you can also add some, just some of that gentleness to the load that you've got, because sometimes it can be overwhelming, okay? Excuse me, sorry. And then the Mercury Retrograde. Sorry to be the bearer of that one. That one is taking place on the 14th of January. It is going to be in Capricorn and Aquarius, which is interesting and kind of exciting. I'm a little curious on this one. I'm actually a Capricorn and an Aqua cusp baby, so I'm kind of curious on how this one's going to go. I don't know if I should be scared or excited, to be honest with you. But this one is going to let us revise the story that ended in December. So if you've noticed, there's actually kind of a similarity of this, concept and these lessons and tools and things that we're being asked to do between all three of the new moon, the full moon, and the retrograde. So the story that ended in December, it's going to be an opportunity to continue to reflect on that. You're going to have, this opportunity to just kind of reassess, who and what you align with. And it is a slowdown. Remember, guys, it's a slowdown in communication, transportation, sometimes in technology. And so stay a step ahead if you can. If you are able to get things, checked out, or deal with things that maybe are some loose ends, as much as possible, just deal with known issues so they don't become bigger ones later. Again, a time to reframe. It's an opportunity to handle anything that you didn't really, maybe, if it wasn't taken care of, again, like loose ends, maybe just be sitting on the back burner. Maybe you just need to look at something as a second look, or maybe you need to edit, whatever's in the goal or whatever's in the plan. But the more open and the more optimistic you are to that, the more confident you're going to have going into 2022. And so I would highly recommend just giving yourself a moment to ask yourself, are you holding yourself back in any way, or are you opening up, to a whole new ball game, which is kind of the goal that you set. I hope that helps. I hope you have a fantastic month. I am so happy to be back. Feel free to reach out if you're interested in a reading, or if you're interested in a Reiki healing, whatever I can do for you. I have all that information down below, and there's a little list right here as far as some of the things that I offer. So much love. I will talk to you next month. Bye, guys.